In the case of Bitcoin in particular, I just couldn't stop thinking about it. I read the white paper and had this epiphany moment where I realized that if this worked, it would be huge and really transform a lot of different things. And so from my perspective, I was just kind of overwhelmed by the sense of importance of what could come from it.
Arianna Simpson's always been a bit of a self-proclaimed hustler, paving her own path from Facebook employee and Bitcoin novice to one of blockchain's most prominent voices. But her interest in cryptocurrency started before she even knew it. As the daughter of two academics, she grew up embracing curiosity, questioning norms, and wondering what could be done to better the world. At the time, she didn't know that these qualities would help her professionally, but everything came together while doing a bit of traveling years later.
I took a trip for a few months and spent some time in a number of different countries, including Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe was kind of on the road to recovery after a really bad bout of hyperinflation, which I think was about the second worst hyperinflation in the history of money. And so they'd switched over to the US dollar and were kind of trying to get the economy back in order. And so when I came back to the US, I was thinking a lot about monetary policy and what might be possible in a world in which a corrupt central government wasn't controlling all of the means of exchange and store value. And so a friend introduced me to the Bitcoin white paper, and that's when I kind of fell down the rabbit hole.
Arianna dove in headfirst and quickly discovered that there was no beginner's guide to the industry. So like many entrepreneurs, she set out to create her own. She began writing a personal blog, a diary of sorts explaining her thoughts on the burgeoning world.
There were the developer docs, obviously super technical and pretty difficult for even engineers. And then there were, Bitcoin is a digital currency, like one paragraph explanations, and so there wasn't really much in between. And so I was interested in kind of bridging that gap and helping people understand what the technology actually did and what it meant. In one of my blog posts, I wrote about multi-sig technology, which is something that the BitGo team had been working on for some time, and so sent them the blog post. They had me come in and then offered me a job basically on the spot.
At BitGo, Arianna officially kicked off her career in crypto and eventually went on to become one of the most prominent voices of the fledgling industry. Today, she's moved on to other ventures, running Autonomous Partners, a San Francisco-based fund investing in cryptocurrency and blockchain projects.
My process for kind of life decision-making is very much based on the inevitability of the next step. So if I'm not sure what I should do, I wait, and then the answer always emerges. And so it was just clear to me that A, I loved investing and obviously had been doing that professionally for a few years prior. And B, there was now enough investable material project-wise and company-wise in the crypto space to really be able to focus on it full time. So I was very excited to kind of marry those two pieces. But yeah, I think about crypto all the time. I'm kind of weird like that. And so I think it was a very natural next step.
With Autonomous, Arianna is helping the young industry develop with every company she invests in. By working with companies like Cello, 0x, and BitBridge, Arianna sees a decentralized future that we're only just beginning.
Bitcoin really came out of the crisis in 2008, and so in cases where there's rampant hyperinflation, but even in other situations, there's a real value to being able to control your own money. That's kind of the killer app for now, and I think a really important use case. Down the road, and I think we're starting to see this with some of the smart contract platforms and things like that, there will be applications that go far beyond that. And I think eventually, in the same way that the internet has now come to touch basically all of our lives and businesses and all aspects of the world today.
It's ubiquitous, it's everywhere.
Right. Exactly. I think crypto is going to do the same thing for money and ultimately applications beyond that. And so that's what has me really excited.
Hey guys, so that was the very first episode of Blockstreet's Beyond Blockchain. We're really looking forward to showcasing more figures in the blockchain space. And we hope that you found the video super informative. We had a great time making it. And if you enjoyed this video, please support us by giving us a thumbs up or hit that subscribe button. We have a ton of great content coming out of Blockstreet, and we don't want you to miss out on any of it.